morning, everybody. Let's get our day started. Come on, guys. We got work to do. It's an inaccessible manhole. Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
Hey.
If you're heading to the strip, just go through the gate there.
Oh, okay, thanks. Those guys seem pretty cool. Hi, what's going on?
This man's prices are steep, but I hear he's worth it.
Really? Are you like a male prostitute?
This gentleman and I were just settling on a price. I'm afraid you'll have to hire one of the others this time around.
Okay, apparently there are male prostitutes here. Okay. So, what you selling, sir?
Need some grub? I got you covered. Cheap and filling.
I like that. Sure. Serve me up something.
You won't regret it, at least until an hour or so from now.
Well, now I no longer have confidence in your product. But what the heck? Alrighty then. I'm gonna check these dumpsters. Ooh, Sunset Sarsaparilla. This place looks, not quite as lively as I thought it was going to be. Oh, what's this over here? What the heck is that? Okay. Kid with a knife chasing a rat. Hello.
Morning. That is one battered eyebot. It's a miracle it's still functioning.
Oh. I think she's flirting with you, Eddie. Hey, you with the mohawk.
Are you here to drop off medical supplies? Leave them with the rest in the middle of the courtyard.
You need medical supplies?
Rates of injury and illness in Freeside are very high. Supplies don't last long.
What do you need?
Med-X, Radaway, and Fixer are Freeside essentials. I can't pay you for any supplies you bring in, but I could discount the charge for our services.
Okay, you got yourself a deal.
Just come see me when you've got some supplies to turn in.
Well, it seems like you need a steady supply, not just whatever I can grab for you.
So far, the Crimson Caravan won't cut us a deal. If you can convince them or some other merchant to work with us, I'll discount supplies to you.
Which merchants might be willing to make a deal?
You might ask around at Mick and Ralph's, or go see the Garretts, though I suspect they're too busy poisoning Freeside to help it out.
Let's talk about something else.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, things seem pretty rough here in Freeside. Well, mostly it's just not as lively as I thought it would be.
More than rough. It's a damn mess. Freeside townies are constantly picking fights with NCR civilians. Thugs and thieves are always looking for a victim, and the local families are just sitting back making caps on the mess. Freeside is in dire need, but no one has been man enough to step up. The followers can only do so much to stem the tide.
Is it wrong all I can think about is that she said man up? Like, we're really going to go that whole gender road? Anyhow, Is there anything I can do to help?
There is always something needing done. A few souls here in Freeside could be great assets to the community if they'd kick their addictions. We need a regular supply of medicine organized, but the Crimson Caravan wants too many caps for what we need. Lastly, tensions between the townies and NCR tourists have been going downhill fast lately. A lot of innocent people will get hurt if things blow up.
You said something about helping addicts?
Yes, old Bill Ronte and Jacob Hoff. They're not going to kick their habits on their own.
Well, tell me about Bill Ronte.
Old Bill Ronte is an exceptionally skilled machinist. He could fix the problems we've been having with Freeside's water pump, if he sobered up.
Well, tell me about Jacob.
The Garretts hooked Jacob on chems when he was working for them. Ironic, since he used to homebrew detox chems. He's a natural chemist.
Where should I start looking?
In Freeside, the drunks and drug addicts flock in and around the Atomic Wrangler. I'd start there.
I'll see what I can do to help them.
Sobering them up and putting them back to work would go a long way toward helping Freeside.
I'd like to talk about something else.
What do you want to talk about?
If I wanted to calm things down in Freeside, where would I start?
The big man around here is the king. Not much happens in Freeside that he doesn't know about. He has the most influence locally, and some of his crew haven't helped the situation by harassing NCR citizens and charging double for water. Some NCR soldiers have been bringing in supplies, but none of it is going to Freeside locals. I've tried to speak to both sides to no avail.
Do you sell any medical supplies?
We're pretty short-handed as it is, but I suppose I could spare a few items.
All right. Wow. Well, I like these implants. I just wanted to take a look at what you had. And I have some medical supplies to drop off.
Great. What do you have?
Oh, I thought I had Fixer. I'm not giving those things away. Never mind.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, what is this place?
The old Mormon Fort serves as the regional hub for the followers of the Apocalypse. I am the administrator for this region.
What do you do here?
The followers of the Apocalypse aren't just interested in research. We care for our fellow man and do everything we can to help humanity. Here in Freeside, we provide food and medical services for those in need. We also have organized reconstruction efforts. With the help of Bill Ronte, we were able to install a water pump just west of here, but the Kings quickly took control of the pump.
Well, who are the followers of the Apocalypse?
We arose from the boneyards of Edidum years ago. Since then, we have made it our mission to rebuild the wasteland and re-educate its inhabitants. We hope to forge a brave new world free of war and poverty by sharing knowledge and resources. Our primary goal is the free exchange of ideas.
Okay.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, let's talk about Freeside.
What did you want to know?
I haven't heard anything about that, so I can't ask. Oh, the Kings. I've seen a few of those out there. They were wearing a jacket that said the Kings. Tell me about them.
They've been Freeside's gang for the past 5 years or so. Ever since Mr. House and his 3 families pushed everyone else out of Vegas. They've done a lot of good for the community, but that seems to be changing. The flood of NCR squatters has been an affront to them. I guess that explains the situation with the water pump. Usually, the king wouldn't let his crew bully folks around like that.
Even though I don't know what the fuss is about the water pump, like I have no reason to ask this question, I'm just going to ask this question. What's all the fuss about the water pump?
Bill Ronte installed that pump a few years ago, back when he was sober. It was a major improvement for the community. But lately, the Kings have started charging locals to use it, and NCR squatters twice as much. That'll come to no good.
What do you know about Mick and Ralph?
I know they sell a lot of guns, as if that's what Freeside needs. I hear Mick handles the guns. No idea what Ralph does.
Tell me about the Van Graffs.
Oh, them. They sell energy weapons, which are very popular with better-heeled prospectors looking to explore the wastes. Stay clear of them. Brother and sister are both psychopaths, though at least Gloria is rational. Jean-Baptiste likes killing.
Well, what's the Atomic Wrangler?
A den of iniquity. The Garretts do more than their share to keep the locals drunk or high enough to stay lazy. Their thugs, on the other hand, they keep wired on chems to stay dangerous. What is it with Freeside and brother-sister psychopath teams?
Yeah, that is kind of odd. Anyhow, I'm gonna go now.
What did you want to know?
Oh, nothing else. No one could write her a closing dialogue? What the hell? I don't think this one's gonna make it.
Howdy.
Howdy. So, who are you?
I've been around a while. Currently working for the followers as a gun for hire. But it's getting rather dull. Aside from protecting them from the occasional thug looking to intercept supply shipments, there isn't much to do around here. The one researcher I liked who I could chat up about liquor got transferred. And the rest of the docs are pretty uptight about my kind of fun.
Okay, so you're not a patient. I'm trying so hard not to offend her. So, what are you doing with the followers?
I joined up looking for a decent paying job. Granted, the pay's all right, but they won't let me kick back and slog a brew at the end of the day. They're worried the filthy drunkies in detox seeing me drink will cause an immediate relapse. I say their rehab effort here is just a revolving door.
Yeah, they sure as hell didn't hire you for moral support. I bet you've seen a lot over the years.
I've been around long enough to observe the patterns of human behavior. Physical and mental anguish are especially exciting to explore.
Man, this conversation got dark real quick, didn't it? Well, that's a bit cryptic, Beatrix.
Hey, who doesn't enjoy a little pinch and squeal every once in a while?
Oh, for the love of God, let's talk about something else.
What do you have in mind?
I'm gonna go ahead and ask it. Got any advice to share?
Good? Bad? The guy with the gun makes the rules.
Yeah, I can agree with that. That is good advice. I'm just gonna leave. Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, she worries me a little bit. Hi there.
Stay alert.
Okay. If you had some jet, that would make it a lot easier. I'd be really alert. I just want to get really far away from this pinch and squeal over there.
All that wealth is wasted on the Strip. There are people in Freeside who need food and medicine.
Ah. Let's not bother those guys. They're sleeping. And who's this gentleman?
What's up? Hi. If you're looking for medical help, try the other doctors. I'm just a researcher. Not even a particularly good one.
My God, the sun is amazingly bright here in the desert. What kind of research?
Oh, you know, finding alternative treatments for common illnesses and injuries. Stim packs out of barrel cacti and other fantastic improbabilities. As far as fruitless wastes of time go, it's quite noble in its aims.
Okay, well, what's the goal?
For the past 100 years or so, the followers have managed to get by using salvaged medical supplies from the old world. But the side effect of medical success is that more people live longer. Funny how that works. Eventually, we'll run out of hospitals to loot. We need new ways to produce those supplies, or maybe old ways if this research goes anywhere.
Well, you don't sound too enthusiastic about it.
I'm enthusiastic about helping people, but nihil novi sub sole.
Nihil what?
Oh, sorry. There's nothing new under the sun. If agave and mesquite were that miraculous, the locals would have figured it out a few thousand years ago.
Ah, you got a really good point. And where did you learn that?
Not from the Legion, if that's what you're getting at. Books, sheet music, gladiator movie holotapes, bits and pieces here and there. The followers have extensive libraries, but we all draw water from the same old well. Even Caesar.
Do you know much about Caesar?
I don't know anything that the others couldn't tell you. Caesar was one of the followers. Before my time, of course. He wanted to rebuild the new world in the image of the old. A sad story of good intentions gone bad. In that regard, he's hardly unique. If you set aside his leadership capabilities, extensive knowledge, and ruthless cunning, he's just another jerk who steps on people to get his way.
Sure.
Certainly.
Why do you do research instead of providing medical assistance?
Not all followers are people persons. Besides, someone needs to do research. I have no problem with Julie sticking me back here. Out of sight, out of mind. There are worse things one can be, though I do admit it is a bit boring. Though it has a noble goal, I don't think this research will yield much fruit. No pun intended.
Well, why don't you come with me?
No offense intended, but why should I go anywhere with you?
Good point. Goodbye.
See you around.
I might talk to him
Hey.
later. I got a full crew anyhow. I really need to get away from this pension squeal. She creeps me the hell out. Oh, thank God the game didn't crash there. It is that right there is a notorious place for this game to crash. Okay, back into character.
Come to Mick and Ralph's for all your shopping needs.
I'll have to check them out
It can be
sometime.
bought. It can be found at Mick and Ralph's.
Alrighty. Well, there's the Kings. Let me check something real quick. Okay, okay. Uh-oh. Danger. My God! Am I just a really bad shot, or did that take like way too much? I'm taking your freaking sheriff's hat. There's your Badland armors too. You can keep the tire iron. Like, how many times did I shoot him? Like 4 times? I think I may have missed once, but the others had to have hit.
You like that?
Okay. I think I can only get off 2 shots. I think all I need is 2 shots. Oh, I can do 3, okay. Oh, all I needed was 1.
You look new to Freeside, so here's a little advice, friend. Don't go past the Southgate greeter without talking to it first.
Why wouldn't I want to go past the greeter?
Those bots are programmed to vaporize anyone who enters the fenced-in area without authorization from the greeter.
Alright, goodbye.
Till next time.
Yeah. What you got? Spiked knuckles. I'll take that. What's going on over here? Oh, they shot somebody.
Submit to a credit check, or present your passport before proceeding to the gate. Trespassers will be shot.
Alrighty, it's gonna cost me 2,000 credits. I mean, all you're going to do is check to see that I have 2,000 credits, right?
I'm sorry, but your balance does not meet the minimum balance.
Okay. Goodbye.
Please return when you have sufficient cash or passport.
Hello again.
Hey, thanks for the advice earlier. And, who are you?
The name's Old Ben. I've been living in Freeside since the day I was born.
Oh, well, what's your story?
I've done a bit of everything around here. Courier, butcher, crier, escort, gun for hire. Some of which I'm not proud of, but I do my best to help around town when needed.
Courier. I used to be a courier before I got shot in the head.
Exactly one of the reasons I got out of that job.
Smart
Too many
man.
shifty characters looking to have someone else move their hot items.
I hear ya. Butcher. How did you get into that?
My father ran a butcher shop here in town, but business went downhill when another vendor started selling this strange meat at half our prices.
Well, that does sound odd.
You're telling me. Not long after my father's shop went under, and he passed away from the loss, people around town started experiencing shakes. No one gets shakes like that unless they're eating human flesh. But no one would believe me. The sick bastard gradually went insane and passed away. Wasn't long before someone moved into the guy's place and found half-buried human remains in the crawl space. I didn't bother saying "told you so."
Oh, dude, that is crazy. Crier. What was that job?
After a while, I made enough money to get a passport into Vegas. Back then, you could get approved for entry for a fraction of what it costs now. Well, I got a job working as a crier outside of the Tops, advertising for the local talent performing at the casino. That didn't last long.
Well, what happened?
Well, being a suave young guy, I chatted up the ladies from time to time, and one of the manager's girls started to take a liking to me. I never touched a woman, but the jealous prick decided it was my time to go. He framed me by saying I'd stolen from the casino. Sure enough, a few grand was missing from the casino vault. I have to assume the bastard stole the funds and figured I was a convenient fall guy.
Oh, man, that's horrible.
Yeah, but what can you do? I was stripped of my casino apartment and all of my belongings and booted back into Freeside. From there, I didn't have a lot of career options, as my rep was destroyed. So the escort job sort of fell into my lap. No pun intended.
You said escort. Like an armed guard?
Well, I suppose you could look at it that way, but I was packing a whole different kind of heat. No, escort just sounds better than man-whore.
Oh, so you got paid for sex?
Yep. I was damn good at my job, too. But after a while, I just felt like a piece of meat and had to quit.
Yeah, I know. And what about gun for hire?
When I quit the escort job, I had enough money to buy a pistol belt and some other gear. Bodyguards make a good, honest living, and I had the wits and physical build to handle most thugs. After saving a few tourists from trouble, I got a reputation for being a stand-up guy again, and after a decade, managed to save up enough to retire.
Well, that is sweet. Let's talk about something else.
All right.
Well, actually, you know what? I need to be getting on my way, so, goodbye.
Talk to you later.
Old Ben. He sure is a nice guy. I said this place wasn't lively. I guess what I meant was there wasn't a lot of people here. But the ones who are here, they seem pretty lively. Hey. I guess all the action is on the strip. We need to get some money so we can get on the strip. Empty. I tell you, someone needs to come around here and just start burying these bodies. Man, the sun is bright, ain't it?
Come to the Silver Rush for all your energy weapon needs.
I might do that. Hi there. How are you?
Hey, baby. Head on down to the Atomic Wrangler if you want to have a good time.
Sure thing. Oh, this is the Atomic Wrangler. Let's see if we got anything interesting down here. No. Anything in this dumpster? Nope. So, Boone, let's talk.
What is it?
How do you feel about Manny Vargas?
He was a good spotter.
Weren't you also friends?
Yeah, we were.
Not anymore?
No.
I have another question about you.
Sure.
You're not one for talking very much, are you? What outfit did you serve in the military with?
1st NCR Recon. It's a sniper battalion. Sees a lot of action. They moved us around a lot. I was stationed at Camp Gulf for a while. Last I heard, they're at Camp Mccarran.
Now, do all snipers wear bright red hats where they can be spotted from a mile away, or is that just your battalion? Let me phrase it like this. How did you happen to join the 1st Recon?
They pick you out if you do well at the firing range. Pays a little better, so I said okay.
And that beret there?
Yeah, you could tell by the patch. Bear skull with crossed rifles behind it. Slogan underneath.
Bright red so it could be spotted from a mile away. Okay. What is the slogan?
The last thing you never see. Pretty accurate. And so are we.
Ah. Well, tell me about Camp Mccarran.
Was an airport before the war. Command liked it because it was already fortified, and it let them keep an eye on the Strip. They've got an old monorail that still runs between them. Used mostly for supplies and deployment. But if you get leave, you're allowed to go gamble. Was General Oliver's post. But I heard he's been up at the dam a lot lately. Guessing Colonel Shu is running it.
What do you think of General Oliver?
Didn't know him. He's a signature on my discharge papers. Wasn't real popular, though. Even overheard my CO complain about him once. General Wait and See, he called him.
What about the dam?
The big one. The one the NCR is trying to hold on to, that the Legion's pushing for. Whole war depends on holding it.
Do you know Colonel Shu at all?
Yeah. He introduced himself to me once. I shook his hand. Doubt he remembered me now, though. When he looked at you, you could see he understood. After some of the things we'd seen, that meant something. But I heard he'd be a general right now if Oliver didn't know the president.
So, Oliver had some connections, huh? What was Camp Gulf like?
It was on the front line for a while. Only resort in New Vegas no one wanted to get sent to. Doesn't have that kind of importance anymore, though. They pulled most of the troops out of there after we took the Hoover Dam.
Let's talk about something else.
All right.
So, are you an outlaw now?
No. People die out there. Often enough that no one worries about blame. They're too anxious to forget it happened in the first place, I guess. Besides, I was on break when it happened.
Tell me about yourself.
If you want. It's not really my thing. What do you want to know?
Well, what's the best way for me to take advantage of your skills?
Give me a rifle and a clear line of sight, and I'll start picking them off before they've even seen me. Didn't have much hand-to-hand training, so our chances are better if you keep the enemy out of my face. I'm trained as a spotter, too. If you're looking through a scope, I could find your targets for you.
Aha, so it's his spotter perk is why people are glowing when I zoom in on them. Okay. Alright, well, thanks for the information, Boone.
Yeah.
Let's get going. Atomic Wrangler, Silver Rush. Let's finish checking out the other side of Freeside. I just figured since I laid a huge backstory on you, maybe you'd want to open up and share with me. And you know what, Boone? I'm glad you did.
Yep. Hey.
Hey.
If it can be bought, it can be found at Mick and Ralph's.
I might have to check out Mick and
How
Ralph's.
are you today?
Hey there. Goodbye. Are you boxing her? Never mind. Hey, buddy.
Looking for a fix, man? I got what you need.
Oh, cool. What are you selling?
Have a look, baby.
Dixon's whiskey. That's, okay, that's pretty cheap. A -4 intelligence? So that gives me a +2 charisma and only a -2 intelligence. I don't know if I want any of that stuff. I'll take the buff out. Dixon's jet. You know what? I'm taking all of that. And your regular jet. And I'm taking your fixer. Hey man, thanks for the goods.
Give me a shout if you need anything else.
Will do, Dixon.
Later.
Alright man, some pretty cool guys here. Hey.
Hey, buddy. Spare a cap? I can make it worth your while.
Oh, jeez, man. Are you soliciting me?
Ha ha ha. Oh, that's rich. You're not exactly my type. No offense.
None taken.
No, I meant I could give you a tip. Earn my money, so to speak.
Okay, here you go.
The first thing you should know is that Freeside is run by a pack of yahoos that call themselves the Kings. Their leader, who oddly enough calls himself the King, currently has his hands full trying to prevent an all-out riot in Freeside. That's 2 tips, but what the hell? You're a new customer, so the extra one's on me. Wanna hear another?
So the King of Kings. Alright, interesting. Yeah, sure, here you go.
The Omertas, one of Mr. House's 3 families, run a casino called Gomorrah on the Strip. If you thought the Wrangler was something, you owe it to yourself to go there. I got more where that came from. Want another?
Sure, here you go.
Caught a rumor the other day that some of the clientele over at the Wrangler have been making some rather strange requests. Stuff like weirdos wanting the services of ghouls and such. I almost have half a mind to volunteer myself, sexy beast that I am. I got more where that came from. Want another?
Sure thing, you sexy beast.
A traveler that passed through here not long ago told everyone he met that there's some kind of plant paradise to the west, where food is abundant. All the people foolish enough to listen to him and head out that way never came back.
A plant paradise. But everybody who goes there, well, they never come back. That's really fascinating. Got any more tips?
In the area between the north and east gates is the old Mormon Fort, where the followers of the apocalypse have set themselves up.
Been there.
The followers aren't a bad bunch, and provide healing and supplies to the people of Freeside as they can. What do you say? Want another tip?
Yeah, sure, here you go.
Traders have been griping for a while now about I-15 being too dangerous to travel. I'd steer clear of it unless you're armed to the teeth.
Alright, give me another one.
I probably don't have to tell you that Freeside's dangerous, but you might want to think twice about hiring one of those guards at the gates. They're not all saints, is all I'm saying. What do you say?
Ah, okay, so they were not male prostitutes, they were guards. Okay. Got any more tips?
The Strip is run by the three families, who owe their allegiance to Mr. House. When he first showed up, he gave the local tribes the choice of working with him, or getting the hell out of his way. Given how things turned out, I know which way I'd have gone. But hindsight's 20/20, right? What do you say? Want another tip?
Sure, here you go.
Have you been to Mick and Ralph's yet? They run a store just down the street, and sell some things you might not expect. That one was pretty good, right? How about another?
They sell things I might not expect. If they can be bought, it can be bought at Mick and Ralph's. You know, I really gotta check that place out. Yeah, sure, here you go.
Mention the NCR and people around here get a little on edge. There's talk that they're going to take over all of New Vegas. It doesn't help that they've got military camps all over the place, and more troops pour into the area daily. That one was pretty good, right? How about another?
Alright.
Have you tried going to the Strip only to be stopped by those big metal murder machines? Happens every day around here. But if you know the right people, you can get through the gate without being a rich man.
Cool. Got any more tips?
Drugs are everywhere in Freeside, and even people you might not expect have become addicts. Jacob Hoff, for instance. That man was a brilliant chemist before he picked up the habit. Now, just another junkie. That King Pacer's a fan of Jet, too, though I heard one of the followers talking about it being dangerous for him. Something about his heart. Do yourself a favor and stay away from that stuff, okay? What do you say? Want another tip?
Sure, here you go.
Saw a strange thing the other day. The king took that robo-dog of his over to the old Mormon Fort. Weird thing was that the dog was flipping out, and had to be restrained by a few of the king's men. Hope he doesn't get loose. What do you say? Want another tip?
So the king has a robotic dog that flipped out. That's pretty good information. Sure, here you go.
Ever hear of the gun runners? They sell just about every kind of firearm you can imagine. And some you probably couldn't. That one was pretty good, right? How about another?
It wasn't exactly the most useful information. I mean... Okay, sure, here you go.
The NCR used to run a prison to the southwest, but something happened a little while back, and now all you'll get is hard looks if you ask about it. That one was pretty good, right? How about another?
Sure.
I've heard people passing through mention some kind of underground fights pitting creatures of the waste against one another for sport.
Fascinating.
And when I say underground, that's their word I'm using, not my own. That...
Sure.
At the northwest end of Fremont Street, you'll find the Silver Rush. It's run by a rather scary family called the Van Graffs. These are not people you want to mess with. But if lasers and such are your thing, the goods they sell are second to none. What do you say? Want another tip?
Sure, here you go.
There's a guy out on the main drag who sells second-hand adventuring gear. He's got an okay selection. But where does it come from? That one was pretty good, right? How about another?
That wasn't that good. You don't know where it comes from. But yeah, sure, here you go.
There's a rumor that a huge army is camped to the east, massing to attack the NCR. Like that'd ever happen. Who in the world could stand up to the NCR and win? What do you say? Want another tip?
Sure.
I've heard the Garretts over at the Atomic Wrangler are having a hard time collecting some money owed to them. An enterprising person like yourself might be able to make some caps helping them with their little problem. What do you say? Want another tip?
That was a really good tip.
Things have generally been bad here for the squatters, the people who came here hoping for a better life and just got stuck. But lately, the mood has changed. The squatters seem to be a bit more optimistic. I wonder what happened. I got more where that came from. Want another?
Sure, here you go.
While everyone knows Mr. House runs New Vegas, no one knows the first thing about him. He just sort of showed up a few years back, and everything you see around you is the result. Just who in the hell is he? What do you...
Fascinating guy. Sure, I'll take another tip.
He might not look it, but Ralph for Mick and Ralph's is no slouch with a keyboard. I've heard he's helped reprogram several robots in his time. I got more where that came from. Want another?
Of course.
There was a rumor a while back that the White Glove Society was really an all-ghoul gang, which is why they wear those weird masks of theirs. What do you think? Would I look good in a mask? Maybe I'd make more caps.
And maybe.
What do you say? Want another tip?
Sure, here you go.
People in Freeside generally fall into one of two categories. Those who've been here all their lives call themselves locals. When people from the NCR and other places started pouring in, the locals began referring to them as squatters, and the name stuck. The locals blame the squatters for the scarcity of resources in Freeside, and the squatters blame any act of violence against them on the locals. They're both right to some extent, and violent outbreaks between the two are all too common these days. I got more where that came from. Want another?
You are just a fountain of information. I am amazed. Here you go.
Northwest of the big Freeside sign is a casino called the Atomic Wrangler. It's not as fancy as the ones on the Strip, but there's still plenty of excitement to be found there. I got more where that came from. Want another?
I don't know. Your tips are starting to get a little repetitive. You've already told me about the Atomic Wrangler, but I have to admit I'm curious, so here you go.
I heard something about a town south of here being attacked, but details are sketchy. All I know is there haven't been any refugees showing up here, which means either the attack wasn't too bad, or it was very, very bad. That one...
I think you're talking about Nipton. Yeah, it was very, very bad. Sure, I'll take another tip.
East of Freeside, there's an old Air Force base, judging by the road signs. No one knows for sure what's in there, though, on account of anyone approaching the place getting violently blown up. What do you say? Want another tip?
Well, that was pretty useful information, so, yeah.
The chairman run a casino on the Strip called The Tops. It's a pretty classy place by all reports. I haven't been there myself, but I hear security there is kinda tight. That one was pretty good, right? How about another?
Okay.
If you've been around the Kings, you may have met one of them named Pacer. He's always stomping around trying to show off his authority. Being new, you weren't around when it happened, but a few months ago Pacer pissed off the Van Graff family big time. No one knows what went down, but word is the Van Graffs still want him dead. I got more where that came from. Want another?
So Pacer is wanted dead by the Van Graffs. Sorry, maybe another time.
I understand. Well, have a good day.
You too. All right. So, let's go to the Atomic Wrangler now.
Atomic Wrangler.
Oh, here we go. Hello there.
Welcome to the Atomic Wrangler. What can I get you?
What sort of goods and services do you offer?
We've got liquor, chems, and whores aplenty. Pick your fix and we'll oblige. our only rule is no sampling the merchandise. Caps paid in advance. If you'd like to do a bit of gambling, we have an exchange at the back of the casino on the left.
Alright, I'd like to see what you got on tap.
Caps up front. We don't do tabs here.
Alright, let's see what you got. I will take the beer. And the sarsaparilla.
Pleasure doing business with you.
I'm looking for a little R&R.
Since you're new, I'll lay out the rules for you. The prostitutes here aren't slaves. They decide who they service. You best make a good first impression if you want what they have to offer. Rooms are just a few caps a night. Your choice of company is extra, assuming anyone's taken a liking to you.
Alright, do you have any work that needs to be done around here?
I have some work I need handled. Back before we instituted the caps up front rule, we used to allow customers tabs. Well, needless to say, a few customers snuck out without paying their bills. We need someone to collect. The job would pay a percentage.
What kind of caps are we talking about here?
If you bring all their debts back, we'll give you a cut of each. 25% is more than fair. It would add up to 150 caps if you bring them all in.
Hey, I'm doing all the work here. 50-50 and I'm game.
All right, 50-50 it is. But you better bring back all of the caps. If we hear you crossed us, the next bounty hunter will be coming for you.
You got yourself a deal.
Great. There are 3 people who need to be tracked down. A real mixed basket of fruits. Their names are Grex, Santiago, and Lady Jane.
Grex?
Grex is a bit cracked, but mostly harmless. Just don't mention anything about his lazy eye. He owes 138 caps and should still be around Freeside.
Lady Jane?
Lady Jane fancies herself a high roller, but she's just another dirtbag NCR prospector. I'm not sure where to find her. I hear she's run goods for the followers of the Apocalypse in the past, but other locals might know more. She owes us 250 caps.
And Santiago?
Santiago is a suave son of a bitch, but a total pansy when it comes to fisticuffs. He owes 212 caps and should be around Freeside as well.
Well, that's all for now.
Anything else you need?
The followers are looking to trade for supplies.
Interesting. Well, you're gonna need to speak with my brother, James. He handles all of the trading contracts and general operations.
Alright, I'll be sure to talk to him. Goodbye.
Talk to you later.
Ooh, gambling.
Place your bets and give the wheel a spin.
Well, I have to purchase chips.
Welcome to the Atomic Wrangler. Looking to exchange?
Sure, caps for chips.
How many chips would you like?
20.
Here's your chips. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, I'm good.
Yep.
Alrighty, let's play Blackjack. I'm at 16. Well, I'm gonna bust if I hit, I know it. I'm just gonna stay. I lost. Well, deal again. I'm going to stay. Yay, I won a chip. Deal again. And hit me. I'm gonna stay. No, I lost a chip. Nah, I'm done with this game. What about some roulette? How the hell do I select? Do I just hit W? Ah, that's all I do. Okay. Yeah. Let's do that. And, S to finish. Ooh, that was close. That was so close. You know what? I'm going to not do that bet again. Increase bet with E. Alrighty. And S to finish bet. Oh! Oh, I was so close. I was so freaking close. Let me try that again. I'm just betting one this time. Nah, I'm done. Let me play the slots. Spin the wheel. Oh, come on, big money, big money, big money. Come on now, big money, big money. Oh well. Alrighty, let's get out of here.